Eva Tweedy with online resources. Please welcome Eva Tweedy. Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Sounded like we're all back. We're ready to go. You have me for the next hour. We may wrap up early. It depends on how many questions you have. But I just want to start with just a little housekeeping. I will be sharing my screen. That may mean I might miss a question. I will have chat pulled up, but I want to make sure that this is an interactive section. So please use the raise hand feature, come off mute and ask your question or put it into chat. There are 71 people on this call, so if you find it difficult to have your voice be heard, then go ahead and put that in chat and I will follow along as best I can. I'm going to start with showing you some resources available on our site, and I can talk about resources available on TI's site. I have both pulled up ready to go. But if there are things that you want to learn a little bit more about when it comes to online resources that we have, you can go ahead and just start asking those questions, requesting those topics into chat right now. Yep, I said it right now. Get ahead of me. Go ahead, put that information in there. It's 7:47. You might be tired. You might be hungry. So let's go ahead and have some fun. You guys ready? All right, then let's go ahead. Here I am sharing my screen. You should be able to see it right now. And then I'm going to make sure my chat box is still open so I can see you. See, we're all hydrating. Very important. Here's my chat box. Perfect. All right, I have you on a screen. I have a chat box on the screen, and I have the screen. You see my screen? You see the website? Perfect. I'm not going to ask you what our URL is because you can see it on here. But just a reminder, we have a district website. I know, shocker. This is different than Toastmasters International. They have a website, toastmasters.org. We have a website, tmd55.org. Now that's TMD, Toastmasters District 55.org. You shall have it memorized, tattooed on your arms, whatever you need. On the site, we have some key points of information. These are our hexagons, and these are our nav bar. So you can go and click on any of these if you have any questions. You want to go, oh, I want to go look at the TLI calendar, which right now will look very blank because this is our last one this half. Or you want to go learn about the conference. You want to go learn what's happening on the calendar. So you just click on all of these. If that looks a little confusing for you, you can just go to these drop downs up here at the top. So you can see as I hover over them, you get all of the different options. Some of you, this may be very familiar to you. You may be living on this web page. Others might be seeing it for the first time. So I am trying to cover the entire gambit. So if I say something that you already have heard of, just hold a minute and we'll get to what you need. So really cool stuff. Did you know that we have all of the officers as part of our district listed on the webpage? You know where you get there? Oh, you think I'm going to just tell you? I'm kind of telling you, but someone's going to have
District
to
leaders.
Thank you, Bart. So here you go. We have our district leadership section right here. You go and you click on it and bam, here is the section. You can even tell who's a voting member of the deck based on an asterisk behind their name. So you can find that. Now, if you don't know, say you don't know which area you're in, it happens. We change them a lot. If you come up here back to that top where I was under district and you go click on alignment, you can find our alignment information from this year. So you can search. So my club, Dell Master Speakers, I start typing in the word Dell. And right here, that's my club. It shows what we were before and what we are now. So this is really helpful for you in case you just can't remember what the heck is your number now. This is where you go. So you go in there, you find that information, then you go under district leadership and you find your team. So I'm in K, so then I come in here and I can see who supports my team. Makes sense so far? Everyone's following me, everyone's still awake, we're not dying of starvation.
Which Dell club is better?
Oh, I'm not allowed to answer that, but sorry, Parmer. Actually, we're both very well-rated clubs, I have to say. And if you did miss that, if you go into our news section and you go look at one of these posts just while we're talking about it, do you know who won awards from last term? Was one of your clubs a club that reached a distinguished status or a Super 7 award? We have the report. And so you can actually see that both of our Dell clubs were distinguished. So I can't be too biased. They are here and we are there. Thanks, Chris. Okay, lots of information on here already. So the news, that's where our blog posts are. You can also go into events, that's where our calendar is. So here you can see it as a calendar view, but if you want to see it as a list view, you click on this box in the top. I prefer the list personally. I like to see everything that's going on. We do color code all of our events. You're going to see silver. Those are for contests. Red are normally for TLIs and the district executive council meetings. And then the conference, of course, has its own little logo. So that way you can tell at a quick glance what it is. You can also use the search box. This search box right at the top can search the entire web page for anything that you need. Say you're in H43, they're having their contest coming up here. So I want to look for that. Maybe I'm not looking at this page and I just type in H43 and I hit enter in the search. Right here popped up that contest. So you don't even have to go search for it, or well, you use the search bar, but you don't have to go hunting for it. It's really easy. You can do that with anything that we have on here on the website, and you can just use that search bar. You guys following me so far? Perfect. Thank you. I'm not seeing any questions coming in yet into that chat box. So if you're thinking of questions, any requests, any things you want to go over, I will deviate. I will jump around, whatever you need. So please make sure to put that in there. This is for you to get the resources you need. So if you have a question and you're not speaking up, you're only hurting yourself. So please, please speak up. What's the difference between visitor, member, and district? Well, district is for the things that affect the entire district. They're normally the district office, the reports that are specific for district, the leadership, the templates, alignment files. So everything that's as a whole. But a member, that would be any member of a Toastmasters club, including officers. That's where you can go and find out information about the club officers. You can find information about the contests, document library, everything on here, pathways. So if we click on contests, for example, here's the contest page. It has when all of the deadlines are. It has information here on club for if you're organizing a contest. So you click on that and you need to find the files. Most of you should be pretty far along with your contests, but there are some really great resources here. I love the scheduling resource. It's very helpful for me. You can also find the rule book. And if you have club members competing at area and they need to have information, you can go here to contestants. You can find that rule book, eligibility, and contest profile all right here. Really quick, you don't have to hunt for it right there, as well as the ballots. This is where I send my team members who are participating in the area so that they have everything that they need. Visitors, well, not currently in Toastmasters. So that's the difference. Members, you're an officer. District, you're part of the district, or you have questions about Toastmasters as a whole for our district, things that affect everybody. And then visitors are people who are not there. Does someone have a question? Yes, Bart.
as we are in contest season, a lot of the people who are playing roles in contests are always wondering, well, I'm not really sure what that role involves. I'm not sure how to do it. I'd have to say I've never seen a better compilation of resources to answer every single question you could possibly have about contests is right here. So whether you're the contest planner, the contest chair, or the chief judge, or just you're a judge, or playing these other roles, it's all right here. You don't even have to ask somebody else. It's all right here. It's just amazing how well done this is. It's remarkable. So y'all have done a tremendous job of just putting all the resources in one place.
Awesome. Thank you. Love that call out. And we're still always up to add more. So if there's a document that you have used in your club, you want to load on here, reach out to me. There is a link I will show you on how to contact me and request updates.
Like Ava, if your club is in a contest and they say, well, I'm supposed to fill out a profile, where do I find contestant profile? It's right there under contestants. How do I know if I'm eligible? It's right there for the contestants, but it's also found in another section as well. So it's just.
And we even have Mike Carr's sample. So if you want to learn from the best.
You can't use his speech to win, but he does give a great example of what a great speech is. The winning speech.
Yeah, originality is very important with contests. Let's make sure to stay there. I did get a question in the chat about logging in. So you see this button right at the top. So we ask that you log in to access documents that are specific for our members. Because this is an outward facing site, visitors cannot see it. Anyone can see it. If there's something that really you should only have if you're a paid Toastmaster, we want you to log in. Now, this is a different login than you have for the district, for the Toastmasters International site. So you will go and you will say sign up if you've never been on here before. If you have and you forgot your password, you'll go and say forgot password. But this is important for two things. Number one, accessing some of the resources that we say are a little bit more private, right? That you need to be a paid member to access. And number two, to participate in our forums. We have an opportunity here for everyone to help each other, to ask questions of other officers, just like you did today, just like how you were helping each other in some of your breakout sessions. At least I hope you were sharing best practices, talking about really cool documents that you have. You can actually do that in the forum. So once you log in, you're going to see now I have my little login. Here's my profile. You can go look at it if you want. Load your profile. I've decorated mine. You can go and add your cute little colors, whatever you need. I can see all of my posts. I can see how I've been tagged. All of this information here. But then when you go into all these different sections, for example, under members, we have something called forums. And you can go in there and then you can see some of the forums. Now, some might be for district officers. You might not be a district officer, so you can't access that. But whatever, you might not even be able to see that one. But you can come in here, you can ask questions. Now, we're not having, you see the numbers, we're not having a lot of participation because not many people know that this exists and it's awesome. So my homework for all 71 of you is to go in, log in, and just go post. Maybe you go into general discussion and you say hello, share a document. Just use this because without you using it, it's not going to help you or anybody else. We need to get more adoption of our forums to really make it worth your time. Make sense? Does that answer your question about why you need to log in? I think it was Maria. I apologize. That might be completely wrong.
And I had a question.
Yes. You have a question, Mark?
Yes, I was saying that the most important document that everyone in this meeting needs to know how to get to and regularly is our dashboard. And although I'm sure you can just put in the search dashboards, where would be the quickest way that a club member or club officer can find out what area they're in or what was their base number as of July 1st or how many more people do we need to bring into the club to get membership credit? Where do they find that dashboard?
For their club status.
Uh-huh.
So personally, I just have it bookmarked right here. That works for me a lot.
Uh-huh.
It'll be underneath our forums. So if you go in, I actually don't use the link because I just have it bookmarked. But I believe we go under reports and data for the district. And then we can find, here's our program report, and you come in here. So that was probably a little quick. Apologies, I should slow down. Let me go back. So again, district, reports and data, distinguished club program. I call it club status, but it's the program report. When you click on it, it pops up here. In the left is where you type in your club number and you hit search. So here you can see this is my club. I'm sharing. Don't go spread the news, I guess. But I'm perfectly fine with you seeing mine. And so you can see we are still working on finishing one more level 1. We need 2 more level 2s. And then one thing I want to call out, I know it's been discussed, but they are currently still working on uploading all of our training information from the past several trainings. So if you currently don't see the accurate number here, don't freak out. There is a lot of manual process that our district team has had to work through to get this information updated. So for example, my club, we have 6 currently trained and it shows 3. And that's again, just because of the time that it's taking to manually input. A lot of members were not listed, or a lot of officers were not listed with their club for some of the registration. They missed the point, the documents mixed up. So they are having to manually look people up. So that's why it's taking a little bit of time. Please be patient with our district team. And hopefully after this, you will see it. Now, give it 2 more months. You don't see it. They can go and fix it.
And Ava, it is a little wonky finding this distinguished club report. There's many, many different ways to find them. But then once you do, bookmark this page of your club or save the link there so that you can go back there on a regular basis and you don't have to search for it. It's just there. And you should be looking at that at least twice a month.
Yeah, at least. And if you're the vice president of education, at least for my club, this part is something I ask as president. I ask for a report, a readout. It's in my club status. Sorry, it's in my club success plan. But I ask my VPE, how are we? Are we still on track? Are we going to hit it? Do we need to go find backups? Because we have been 10 out of 10 the past several years, and I am not going to let my presidency be the one that's going to interrupt that streak. So whatever I can do to keep that going, I work on. So again, you can go and grab this dashboards. I'm just going to grab it for you without my club number in it. I'm going to put it here into chat. There you go. Okay, let me make sure I haven't missed anything. Yep, I see Bart's question. Thank you. Yeah, we looked at our district conference already. Thank you. Some people are privately chatting me questions. So if you don't see what I'm responding to, that's why. Nobody panic. What's cool and useful but isn't well known? That's a great one. So the forums is what I really like in that one. But something that I'm a little bit biased about that's, I think, very useful for everybody is, see this little question mark up here? You guys see that? That's new. I added that about 3 weeks ago. I also added, if you go hover over district, members, do you see a link that might be similar? It's repeated. This one, website help and feedback. If you hit on this little question mark, or even if you scroll down, there's a little help bar right here. All of these buttons, all of them take you to the same page. And it looks like this. I'm biased. I run the website. I want to know if you have suggestions, if you have new things to add, really cool documents you've seen, or something is broken. Because we all know if there's something broken on the page, we're going to stop using the page. So please tell me as soon as you notice that something's not working, even if it might just be your computer, it might be a firewall blocker or something. Let me know so we can work it out. I can help you get through it. But if it is a problem on our side, I want to fix it as soon as possible. So these are all these reports that you can then send to me with what's going on. Please be as detailed as you can so that I can understand it. But if not, I may reach out to you for more details. All right, let me keep looking. How are we doing? Let's see, we are good. I'm not seeing any more questions. Hold on just 1 second.
You know, I've got something kind of off the wall. The website looks awesome, and you clearly have a vision for it. What do you do in your real life? Are you like digital goddess in some way, or is this just a hobby, or what?
So to be fair, Wendy set up a lot of our new page, our new site, and I just took it over to edit. But I do have a digital marketing background. I have a master's of science in marketing, mainly doing analytics, but also web design and communications. And I do sales communications for a living. So yeah.
Okay.
I'm really, hey, I can do an email pretty darn quick, little sales blog, tips and tricks, how to make things that are really complicated, really easy is what I specialize in. So yeah, definitely along the lines. All right, more questions. Come on, team. How are we doing? Anything on the website? I do have things about the Toastmasters website that I can show you as well, because there's some great resources there. And I know things have moved, so it's a little confusing. I'm going to show you where your Club Central is. A lot of people forget how to find that now. But other questions on here. Did you see when I went over here to members and I went to contests, did you see that all of the contests are listed on that page? If you scroll down, all of them are here. You don't even have to go look for them in the events page. They are all right here. And those are being updated. A lot of these division contests are hybrid. And I just got in location today for one of them. So I'm going to go in and update it. But keep an eye on these because we are adding physical locations. And so that information will change in here. So keep an eye on it, but it's all right here on the contest page.
For my own club, I mean, again, this is great, but for my own club, look, I think Toastmasters International has a decent job of, they've got a membership area that's, what's in it for me, what's it like being a new, Toastmaster. Where would you send people for that use case? Still TMI or the regular national site, or do we have something that's equivalent to like trying to push them over the line or tell them about the benefits of membership?
So really what I would do for that is more the visitors page, like what exactly is Toastmasters?
Yeah.
Because being a member is very different based on individual clubs. So what I would actually suggest for something like that is to have your own with that member. You might have a new welcome packet. You might have member training or onboarding. In my club, for example, we have a page for visitors, very much like this, but then we have a page for brand new members where we have our practices, our policies, our contact information for all of our officers, our slide backgrounds, everything that we use is there. And it's also connected to a Teams and a share. So it's a SharePoint that we use. It's also connected to a Teams channel where we can chat. And I think it's very important to keep in mind that everything that we give from a district point of view, or even from Toastmasters International, will be very broad.
Yeah.
So having something directly for members, because TI has one, we haven't really put one on here, and it does differ. But if you have suggestions and you want to see something, you can fill out your form or send me an email.
For the Dell specific stuff, it sounds like you use a little bit of your own tech, but do you use any of the stuff that is more common that we use, like Free Toast, or that's the one
Use
we
Excel.
I don't know what the other one is.
There's Free Toast Host and Easy Speak, or
Easy.
they used to be. But no, in Dell, we use Excel. So all of our sign up is done through Excel.
Okay.
Yep. It's great. And then we use IM to remind people. We also had an automation set up based on our Excel. Yeah, we're very technical over here.
Yeah.
But our agenda is automatically created into a PDF based on Excel macros. So it's a little bit different.
I'm not saying you're nerds, but hey, it's cool.
Hey, really happy to be nerds. Really happy. And I'm in marketing. Okay. I did set up automation for the first time, but Power Automate and a bunch of very helpful BI guys. Okay, so it looks like I have a question here for officer training. So we are working on some of our officer information, including our training, where we can get more. And so that's a bit of a plug for Bart's training. So there have been some continued education trainings, and I want to make sure that we get those online. We are currently working on getting some of those recordings loaded, and there may be some nice revamping coming to that based on someone's HPL, but until we have that confirmed, not going to say that out loud. That's being recorded. But within our training calendars, you can see as we get new trainings, those are in a different color and they'll pop up here. We just don't have any at the moment, but you can also find that information on our YouTube channel, which is right here. So I'm just going to click on it and you can get to our district YouTube channel. Yes. And I want Bart and I are connecting on getting some more things on the website. Let's see, pathways page, perfect. So where do you find pathways? Under members, we have pathways. There's some information here. What is it? Some old trainings, getting started, information. There is some pathways information that I have not put on here, and that is with the new LMS. So I do have some resources pulled up from TI that I do want to show you, and I'll show you where I found them. But we have not put them on ours because we're waiting for the actual transition to happen before we put that information on here. So right now, there's no point copying and pasting because it is a dynamic page on TI's website, and it would just be a lot of updating every week. So instead, we're waiting until that LMS fully launches, the new learning system fully launches before we update the page here with that information. But I will show you in just a moment where to find that. But I want to make sure we've covered all of our district page before I jump over. I mean, you can see all the tabs. I have a bunch of TI tabs already pulled up for you. Other questions?
Wow.
Wow, indeed.
This is just so much that you
It
guys
is.
manage. It's amazing.
There's a lot of really great stuff on here. You may need to take a little bit of time to look at it, but because there's a lot on here, there is a chance that something's missing, something could easily get missed. So just, go over to that little question mark, drop me a line. Questions? Requests? Yes, Mike.
Hey, thank you. This is a little bit off of your topic, but it reminded me. So this is really great. So thank you for all of this stuff. But Toastmasters International has been talking about coming out with a new platform for pathways.
Yep.
Have you heard anything, or has anybody in the room heard anything about that? I have not.
Yeah, that's the LMS I was mentioning.
Okay.
It's their new learning management system. And let's put a pin just for a moment. I do have the resources pulled up and I'll talk about that in a minute. But it is coming this first half. We just don't have an exact date yet. And I don't know if anyone else has heard, but I have not heard an exact date.
Okay. So now they're saying first half.
Yeah, first half.
Okay.
So we are in the first half.
Yeah.
And there are some actions. There are actions that you need to do now. There are things that need to be done now in order to prepare for that, but they haven't given us that deadline of, done, need to go. And so that's where we'll get there.
So I guess I'll be pessimistic and say hopefully this year.
They've already updated the website. So the website has been updated. I do expect this to roll out within the next 2 to 3 months. But let's keep our fingers crossed and hold on.
Buy a lot of tickets.
Buy a lot of tickets. Okay.
I did. Eva, thank you for all your good work here.
Yeah, of course. And like I said, I have the tabs pulled up and I'll show you where to go. It is a living document. They have a whole FAQ. They just haven't given us a real date, which is pretty common. So we just have to hold our horses and wait. It looks like there's a question about certification template. I'm not exactly sure what you mean with a certification. Do you mean level completions?
Yes, that's what I meant. After you completed a pathway you go through all the levels and you do your final project. what's the indication that you receive a certification on the dashboard?
So it'll still be within the, whatever this new LMS system is that they're launching. You'll be able to go in there just like you can right now going into Basecamp. You can find all your level completions there. So you should be able to find that there as well. And this is actually, okay, why don't we just go there? So the whole LMS, this new system, it's going to be integrated with an application so you can get to it from your phone. If any of you have tried to access Basecamp currently from your phone, you have to make sure it's in landscape mode. You have to like super zoom in. It's not very functional. They are finally going to give us an app, which is really exciting. They are, as I think, enhancing and simplifying some of the process. It is going to be connected to your Club Central. So you don't have to do that double check now of approving a Basecamp and going in and awarding, which is really great. However, they are only doing this for a smaller subset of paths that currently exist. So that is the big thing to know. And because of this transition, if you need to make sure that you go out and you approve level completions as soon as you see them, as fast as you can, because we don't know exactly when this date's going to happen. But if you leave things open, you don't go in, you don't approve them, you don't mark them in TI in that Club Central, when they do this rollout, you might lose it. So you just need to make sure that you go ahead and you approve those. So I'm going to actually just jump there right now. So when you go to TI, you can go into education program. You go into pathways. So this is just TI's website, it's toastmasters.org. Go into education, go into pathways. When you scroll down, you're going to see information here on pathways updates and this education program FAQ. So that is what I'm going to show you right now. So if you go into this one, this is the update, and you can see, hey, this is coming in 2024. We're in 2024. Here's what's going to happen. Here's a video. This is what's going to happen. This is very, very important. This is what I just said. Please go in and mark those showing complete now. Go and do it. Don't leave things open. Don't leave them pending, because when they do this update, you may lose your status. Now, again, we don't know when exactly it's going to happen, but they are saying that they need to make sure it's done so that it won't be lost. So that's your main takeaway. If you're a VPE, even if you're the president or the secretary and you have access to Basecamp, you might need to make sure that you're covering for each other. If you're out of office, make sure that this happens, because we don't want to lose that progress. There's videos, really cool things. I do know which of the paths remain, and it's right here. So this new LMS tool will have 6 paths out of the 11. You can still work on your other paths. Currently, I am in strategic relationships. You will note strategic relationships is not one of these 6. I'm actually going to put these 6 into the chat for you. Does that mean I lose access to my path? No. I will remain having access to my path in Basecamp as I currently do. But what it does mean is it will not be available on their new interface with this app that they're going to be releasing. So I will have the old version. I will not have this new enhanced version. But I can still keep going until I finish. But any new member that joins Pathways after the rollout of this program, from what I understand, now I'm not a part of the Pathways support team anymore, so I'm not privy to some of these back end conversations, but from what I've been told, they will not be able to pick from those. It'll just be these 6. But you can come in here, you can read all of the information. If you go into this FAQ, it's talking about it. What are the benefits? What is the rollout? What's happening? So you can come and get that information here as well. So it looks like they're still reviewing. This is what they're doing. And you can find that here. So again, I'm not an expert in this, but I have been staying up to date with it because it is very critical for my club. And this is where you can find that information. So here, hey, I'm in it. It's not there. What am I going to do? Yeah, you're still good. It's still there. There's mine, strategic relationships. And then they're going to have these fun little certifications. If you guys haven't seen that, so instead of doing a full path, you can do these short, almost focus area type of certifications. And I think that's a really great way for members to diversify if they don't want to do they have their 2-year path and they want to do something that's going to be shorter. They want to add in like, hey, I'm focusing right now on, say, strategic relationships, but I really want to learn more about emotional intelligence. There's going to be, now I can't say for sure emotional intelligence is one of them, but let's say it is. There might be a subcategory of 3 projects based on emotional intelligence that I can take as like a short study. So I'm very excited about that. And I think that's why they limited the paths to just the ones that are really popular, ones that people have been doing that they've had good feedback on. That way they can add some of these perhaps as subcategories. Now I'm kind of adding some of my own ideas here based on what I believe they're doing. We have to wait and see, but there's been some really cool things about those little ones. And I believe they are called, let's see, I think it's on here somewhere. They're like these mini, oh, it's somewhere in that document they talk about with the like mini certifications. So I know I don't have all the answers here, but I'm going to put the URL for this FAQ into the chat. And then I'm going to grab this one as well. This is that Pathways update. So I showed you where to find it, but just in case, there are the 2 URLs. And I can't answer every detail, but do you have questions that maybe I can answer about any of these? Explorations. That's what they're called. The little mini ones are called explorations. Found it. And I believe I have, I'm going to 8:45 or was it 8:35, Chris?
I mean, you can stop whenever you want, but it is 8:45. Do you
Okay,
do you know if so they're changing the technology, but are they
Yeah.
are they reproducing the content too? Or are they just moving the content from one system to the next?
They're moving, but they're enhancing from what I understand.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Other questions on this? I don't think they're going to let you switch for free. So the question in the chat is, if our path is not there, can we switch to one that is there? And I don't believe they're going to give you a free path to switch to. I think you would just buy a new one. But to be honest, I don't know for sure. They did give us a free path during COVID, but I don't think they're going to necessarily do that right now. Because you can still do it. You just can't do it updated. So they're not going to stop you from doing your path. So I don't see why necessarily they would give you one on the new. Now, if you're really excited about the new, you might want to do a second path. I might. It'll be my 4th. Okay, something I want to show you as well is where to go for Basecamp. So say I've just logged in. I'm just going to go to Toastmasters International. Where do you find Club Central? A lot of people can't find it now because it used to be right up at the top and it was easy to find. And then it's like, where the heck did it go? If you go underneath your name, if you've logged in, you get this little yellow carrot. This is a drop down and you can go to your home, not your profile. You're not going to find it there. Your home, it looks like this. And that's where you can go to Basecamp. You can also go to Club Central. You can go to some club officers and tutorials, reports, tools, lots of information here. So this is where you go into Club Central. Also, what's really cool, there's a lot of great resources available on TI. So we have some on our district page, but if you go under the resources page, you can go into the library, you can go find the podcast, the brand material, the statistics. If you're like me and you like statistics, this is really fun. You get to see all of the maps and the numbers. Again, yeah, I do work for Dell. We like numbers. Very fun, very cool information there. But one thing I did not find here that is very critical for my club. I work at Dell. My club is a corporate club. It's restricted just for Dell employees. There are resources on here for my type of club that are a lot easier to find than having to search in the resource library. So we have a little bit of a leg up, and I'll show you where to find that. You go to membership. Again, corporate clubs. Membership, there's a whole page here for corporate clubs. And then right down here, you get testimonials, you get an ROI statement, process, there's a packet here, infographic, so business, you guys, it's so business. And then you come in here and there's some really great blog posts that we are actually leveraging to build our own one-pager for managers in order to support them paying for this. May I ask that if you're not asking a question, perhaps you go on mute. Thank you. So this is really cool. Now, the reason I point this out for corporate clubs, a lot of what we do is different than community. The way we communicate the information we need. That doesn't mean that you guys and community clubs don't get information. You get it. You just get it when you go into membership and it's all here. Right? The testimonials, my first meeting, club experience, a lot of that is here. It's just for corporate clubs because of the angle is different of who you're talking to and how you're speaking to them. That's why they have those resources. So really cool. Also, if you haven't been using the magazine, there's some great articles. I showed you a few little snippets there from the clubs, the corporate clubs, but there's some really great things in here that are helping you in order to develop your skills. What's really cool, maybe you're the VP of PR, maybe you do a newsletter for your club. You could actually go and summarize one of these articles in maybe 100 words, something real short, and say, hey, this was the coolest thing I read from this article. Here's my 1-sentence summary. Go read it. And that way you're encouraging them to do it and you don't have to rewrite anything. You just go and read an article and summarize it. It's like doing a book report. Very easy, something that you can do. And that way you can get content for your newsletter, for your posts, whatever you do without having to recreate the wheel. I'm seeing a lot of nods. That's really good. Okay, so this is about where I stopped with prepared content. So I have about 15 minutes left, or we can end early, whatever you want. But I have 15 minutes left, and I want to see. No, you can get any of those links for corporate club. You don't have to be logged in. Anyone can go there. So you just go again to that membership section, and you just go to corporate clubs. I'm not sure I can answer that question about system interface, but you can find my contact information by going to District 55. Click on the cute little question mark and say email the webmaster. Or scroll down to any page on the district website. Email the help desk, also gets to me. Or go to the district page, go to district leadership, scroll down and find my picture and click on it. So you can find my information there. If you ask me a question I cannot answer, I will do my very best to get you an answer. And by the way, in case you want to see what that looks like, it'll open in a little email. It'll say going to Webmaster, and that's where you can send an email. So one more time, click on that little question mark or go to district, click right here. Here's where you can go report something's broken on the website. There's a link, it's not working. There's a document that sends me to the wrong thing. This button looks wonky. Go in here, report an issue. Up will pop this nice little form. Fill out this form. If you see something wrong, take a screenshot, scribble on it in paint, say this thing is wrong, circle it, send it to me. Also, hey, you want to actually do a whole page or something wrong? I own this page, there needs to be updates. You can do this one. or hey, there's an event I need to add. Now, if you want to add something specific for your club, that shouldn't go on a district page. That's a your club thing. If it's a joint event that maybe you're doing as an area, or you're inviting everyone to come to, and it is applicable for everyone. It's not just your club's having a dinner, but it's, hey, you're having this guest speaker come in. You want to open it up to the entire district because it's super cool. It's in Zoom. You can have 500 people on it. Go and request this calendar invite. Again, nice little form will pop up. Fill out the form. What do you need? Submit. Make sure you hit submit. You don't hit submit, I don't get the email. Make sense? Michael, you're doing so well with nodding. I really appreciate that. It's making me feel heard.
You are very much being heard. I really, that's been very overwhelming information overload, but very much necessary, and I really appreciate the time and the effort and the energy you are putting onto this presentation. I really appreciate that. So thank you very much for the invitation.
Oh, nice. Well, I appreciate it. Obviously, I love to speak. There's a reason I'm in Toastmasters.
No, I was just saying I second that. Thank you for the presentation. It's very
Yeah.
lively. So thanks.
And yeah, reach out to me if you have any questions. Like I said, even if I can't answer them, I will do my best to get you contacted with the right person. I will say though, my SLA, which is my return for your email, is not 24 hours. It is more like 3 days. So if you do send me an email, please give me a little bit of time. If you send me an email on the weekend, most of my weekends are booked, so I might not get back to you until the work week. But please do be patient with me. If you have an urgent need, you can actually send me multiple emails if you want. You can also, well, let's not text me, I guess. But if you have a very, very urgent need, you can get my information online as well. So please do reach out. I'll connect you with the right person. But again, it's not going to be 24 hours. Give me a couple days to get back to you, and I will do my very best to help you out. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing so you guys can see everyone full.
Do we have any other questions for Eva? Going once, going twice, going. Well, thank you so much. Have a big round of applause, please, for Emma, and really appreciated you being here and going